I wanted today to talk about some herbs and supplements for endometriosis, but that also have many other fertility supporting benefits, whether you have endometriosis or not. So if any of these resonate with you, go take a look at them, learn more about them to see if it might be something worth adding to your program. We know that endometriosis is a really complex fertility health issue. It affects roughly 10% of women worldwide, which is about 176 million women. That's insane, really. It's crazy. And the numbers like this around fertility health issues are always really high and insane and crazy. But this is of women who know they have endometriosis or who have been diagnosed with endometriosis. So many women battle this fertility health issue and go for a very, very, very long time without ever understanding that this is what's causing them their problems. It's really sad. But there are a slew of researchers and doctors out there really working at figuring out how to properly diagnose endometriosis. So the work is being done, and that is incredibly hopeful. When endometriosis happens, there is actually an abnormal growth of the endometrial lining, the tissue that forms in preparation to be shed during menstruation. When it forms improperly, it can form blockages, cause retrograde menstruation, which means menstruation doesn't come out but goes back up, can go into the tubes. And then the tissue and the cells can move around the body and for some women form on a variety of different other organs. I have even worked with a woman who had endometriosis tissue growing on her lungs. So it can move its way throughout the body. And the hard part is that oftentimes when periods come, they're heavy or prolonged. And if they're not, that blood is circulating and causing problems and stagnation throughout the body. For some women, their endometrial lining will shed during menstruation, but then those endometrial deposits, tissue deposits throughout the body and other places will also bleed. That can be in part contributing to that heavy menstrual or prolonged menstrual bleeding. It often comes with a variety of symptoms, pain being one of them. We know that for women with endometriosis, having a healthy inflammatory response is very important for pain management. Trying to manage the pain and having a healthy inflammatory response is really going to be helpful for these women and make a big difference in their daily lives. We encourage this through herbs and supplements. There are a variety of ways to do it. Doctors will suggest hormonal medications, birth control, things like that. But there are herbs and supplements to learn more about. So today I want to share a bit about herbs and supplements you need to learn about if you have endometriosis. So you can go to our websites to learn more, reach out to our team to learn more beyond what I'm going to share here. So the first herb I want to talk about is quai. Quai is a really powerful analgesic herb, meaning that it can help the body fight pain and reduce inflammation. It slightly increases circulation to the reproductive organs, the uterus included, which can aid in a healthy inflammatory response. And while increasing circulation and supporting healthy circulation to these organs does help more blood flow in, the way that it works is to help bring fresh oxygenated blood that's full of a lot of nutrients and oxygen to help the muscles of the organs function at their best. When we're doing this, when we're supporting healthy circulation, it does not mean that blood flow during menstruation will increase. In fact, it usually is opposite. It normalizes in general. Quai, circulation, proper circulation to our organs helps them function at their best, detoxify in a way that they need to. The uterus and the liver need to be detoxifying on a regular basis to help get rid of excess hormones and help the body shed excess tissue and things like that. That's really important to have happen on a regular basis, whether you have endometriosis or not. Quai can help stimulate a healthy immune response, can help reduce depression, fatigue, the psycho-emotional components of endometriosis or the symptoms associated with endometriosis. So consider learning more about quai. Antioxidants. Antioxidants are incredibly helpful for fertility. I've talked about them before. You're going to read that in many resources if you're doing research about an issue or just supporting your fertility naturally. We get antioxidants through our whole food diet, all those dark green leafy vegetables and those purple berries and all the foods we eat really, but the colors of the rainbow. Although you can supplement with antioxidants as well, and that might be important for women with endometriosis. There is new research showing that endometriosis might be in part caused by or exacerbated by free radical stress that ages the reproductive system, the uterus, and subsequently can decrease fertility. We know this to happen with egg health and sperm health as well. All the cells of our body, actually, it's the reason why we show symptoms of aging. But research is showing that that free radical stress from all of the free radicals floating around the body can be in part causative or contributing to endometriosis. So antioxidants can be helpful in stopping that inflammatory cascade that can ignite the symptoms of endometriosis and help restore fertility health, support egg health, support sperm health, support the health of the organs of the body, even your hair, skin, and nails. I mean, there are benefits beyond fertility, right? But antioxidants work to neutralize free radicals or those toxins in the body, those things that harm our cells. They work to fight them and prevent them from harming our cells as much as they want to. As I mentioned, diet should be your number one approach, but supplementary antioxidants are something you can consider and learn more about as well. We've got information on the website. Melatonin. Melatonin is a controversial subject or supplement. It is sold over the counter. People know it as something to take to help you fall asleep or go to sleep if you wake up in the middle of the night. And it's a hormone produced by our bodies, and that is its purpose. That's what it helps us do. But researchers in Brazil have conducted a study of women with endometriosis that have found that melatonin has helped support or worked better than a placebo for reducing pelvic pain levels for women with endometriosis. Has worked better than placebo at reducing the brain-derived neurotropic factor level and quality of sleep for women with endometriosis. Study findings, and I'm going to quote, melatonin improved sleep quality, reduced the risk of using an analgesic by 80% for the women in the study, and reduced the BNFD, so that brain-derived neurotropic factor levels independently as of its effect on pain. So melatonin may be effective pain management supplement for women with endometriosis. It's something to learn about or talk to your doctor about. Yeah, interesting. Systemic enzymes. We love systemic enzymes. Enzymes are necessary for every bodily process that each of us has going on every single day. They build new proteins, they build new cells, they build new tissues, they help build and restore and keep organs healthy. But they also break down these same tissues should they be in excess. They won't break down an organ. That's not what I mean by this. They're not going to affect or impact anything that we need to live and have our body function on a healthy or function in a healthy way on a regular basis. But they help when there's excess things like proteins, cells, tissues, things like that. The reason that the human body can ward off disease, repair injuries, maintain homeostasis is all because of enzymes working and doing their job within the body. There is a certain concentration and strength of enzymes, and there are millions of them in our body. They work to break down substances in the blood that create inflammation and infection. Enzymes help break down excess tissue deposits. They can help the body break down fibrin, the substance that makes up a scar. They work to reduce inflammation, which can be caused by scar tissue or endometriosis deposits throughout the body and surrounding organs. And they also help the body to manage pain. So if you're battling endometriosis, don't forget about systemic enzymes. Another herb to think about or to learn more about, do some research on, is cinnamon. Not unlike the cinnamon in your cabinet in your kitchen, probably. Cinnamon is traditionally used to curb and help the body maintain a healthy, curb heavy menstrual bleeding and help the body maintain a healthy level of bleeding during menstruation. Heavy menstruation, as I mentioned on the onset of this video, is commonly experienced by women with endometriosis. Cinnamon is warming to a cold uterus, supports healthy circulation to relieve congestion and help the body prevent endometrial tissue from growing outside the uterus, hopefully given that healthy circulation is happening. So consider learning about cinnamon. Yarrow. Yarrow is a favorite herb of mine. I love yarrow. It's revered for its ability to normalize opposing conditions. It's a really cool plant. It's cooling yet warming at the same time. It promotes circulation yet is slightly astringent. Not slightly, rather astringent. So while it helps support healthy circulation, it can also help stall or curb heavy menstrual bleeding, or any bleeding actually. Even if you had a cut on your leg, you could use yarrow to help staunch or stall the bleeding. Yarrow promotes detoxification and strengthens and tightens tissues. It is commonly used by herbalists to help the body maintain a healthy level of menstrual bleeding and reduce heavy menstrual bleeding, and can work to help eliminate pelvic congestion by supporting healthy circulation. You're seeing a trend here, the circulation component for relieving pain, but also helping with the inflammatory response and making sure menstruation is normal. So learn about yarrow. Yarrow is great. Red raspberry leaf. Some of you may have heard of red raspberry leaf. It's fairly common. It is probably the #1 uterus loving herb, if I can call it that. Raspberry leaf works to tone the muscles of the uterus and normalize blood flow during menses. Menses is menstruation or a period. It's really one of the best normalizing herbs for female reproductive organs. It's amazing. It's very nutritious. It is known to be very safe. It's astringent, contracting, and works at shrinking internal and even external bodily tissues. May help prevent hemorrhage due to excess bleeding, and can help reduce the bleeding of the displaced endometrial tissue, those deposits that are found sometimes on the bladder and the intestines, and like the woman I mentioned in the beginning, her lungs. So consider learning about red raspberry leaf. And then please don't forget about these other powerhouse herbs. Maca. Maca is a nourishing and balancing fertility superfood for the endocrine system. It's really high in a lot of different nutrients and supports hormonal balance without containing hormones itself. Pycnogenol. Pycnogenol is actually an extract from the French maritime pine tree. It comes from the bark of a pine tree. It's a very powerful antioxidant plant. We just talked about antioxidants a little bit ago. Several studies have shown that pycnogenol has the ability to greatly reduce the pain of endometriosis for women who experience it, but also women who have PMS, and even women who have cramps along with PMS. So it has a wide range of uses, or uses for a variety of different fertility health issues. It's anti-inflammatory and supports healthy blood flow and lymph vessel function through the reproductive organs. And again, with healthy circulation comes a healthy inflammatory response and healthy organ function. And then bee propolis is the last one that I have on my list. Bee propolis is indeed a bee food. It's collected by the worker bees from leaves and barks of trees and used to make their hive. It's different from royal jelly, but it has strong anti-inflammatory effects, and bee propolis has been studied in relation to helping women with endometriosis maintain an easier or better level of inflammation. So ultimately, if you have endometriosis, it's really important to learn all the ways to naturally support endometrial lining health and the proper growth of it where it should grow within the uterus. But you do this by helping the body naturally metabolize excess hormones and toxins, supporting liver health and uterine health, maintain a natural inflammatory response, and provide the body relief from occasional discomfort. And there are herbs and natural therapies, supplements, like I just mentioned, that can do that by encouraging normal circulation and helping fresh oxygenated blood get to the reproductive organs, particularly the uterus. For a lot more details on what I've talked about today, and even more beyond the herbs and supplements, particularly some other natural therapies and some diet changes and lifestyle supportive tips, we do have information on naturalfertilityinfo.com. You can just go there and type in endometriosis in the search bar and you'll get a few pages, multiple articles about the topics I've talked about and about endometriosis itself. And please do also check out our guide, our fertility herb guide, endometriosis, which is on NFI as well. You'll get information about a few more herbs that I didn't mention here. Some of what I mentioned are kind of the lesser known, yet perhaps more powerful herbs and supplements for endometriosis, but there are more. So do your research, read about everything that's available to you in terms of natural therapies, and listen to what resonates with you. And if you're not sure what to do and you have endometriosis or any fertility health issue, reach out to our team. We offer fertility consultations. They're a fantastic way to get a 3 to 6 month program to follow and to work one-on-one with a fertility herbalist in that way. But our customer care team can also guide you to any information that you heard about here or any of the articles that are on the topics that I talked about today in this talk. All right, thank you for joining me today. I hope this was really helpful. If you have questions about anything, please reach out to us. We certainly are here to help you in the best way that we can. So I hope you have a fantastic remainder of your day and week. And if you're in the US and get to have Monday off, long holiday weekend. And next week, I'll see you back here and it'll almost be June. Oh my gosh. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.